coming round your way. Have you been hearing what they say? They were your buddies yesterday, but you took too long to pay.
Hey guys, it's me Bike Trooper back with you again, this time with a new series from Project Cars. I'm going to bring you some race car reviews from it. Each time I'll do a little history on the real life car and then do one lap round a shorter quick track and then a second test lap around a longer more technical circuit. First car I've chosen to bring you is a childhood favourite, BMW M1 Procar. What with that snarling, aggressive straight six engine, the mad bodywork and that crazy wing, it just had to be done. The car was originally built to satisfy a Group 4 homologation. When the rules changed, BMW found themselves at a loss, so produced a single-make championship known as the Procar Championship. The first one was ran in 1979 and won by Niki Lauda, the second in 1980 and won by Nelson Piquet Sr. The car didn't just come with all the crazy bodywork on it. They were sculpted out to around about 1020 kilos, given a full racing suspension setup, extremely fancy anti-roll bars and an extremely fast steering rack. The original road-going 5-speed gearbox was retained, but I think that's about it, given that the engine, that changed significantly. The M88 became known as the M88-1 and upped from 270 horsepower in the road car to 475 in the race car. This produced some speed, not quite as much as Project Cars would have you believe. Later models could only reach about 193. P-Cars seems to think you could hit 201 according to the stats. Other than that, the game does have the car quite accurate, certainly in noise and the lurchy way it sort of throws itself from turn to turn. As I say, I'm going to go with Zolder first because it's the first place the championship actually ran, and then I'll do a second quick test just up the stage 3 of the Nürburgring just to test the car's handling and show it off a bit.
Have you heard the latest news about the cat that got slapped and bashed and bruised? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Now the kid's got all to lose. Broken friendships, too hard to mention. Gone round the bench, owe me and lynch. As we step from old to new, and you know we always want to change the
Now, this is a track I normally not really keen on. However, in the M1, I actually enjoyed it. It sort of charges around with such abandon and from turn to turn at such pace. It's almost as if it's floating over the road rather than gripping to it. Through the first turn it was relatively good. It brought the throttle on just after the apex and charged on down at the longer second turn. After this middle section of the corner I had to sort of just ease up a little and then bring the power back on. Just as the tyres are warming, the M1 can be a bit stubborn. But once they warm, as you see by the third corner, it just slicks round very nice and thunders on towards the chicane. The chicane, I was expecting the car to slide, but no, she gripped pretty well and charged up the hill. Over the crest you feel a slight little rise and then it beds back down and charges on into that tighter corner just after. You do have to watch if you approach at high revs in third gear though. You might have to lift just a little on the entrance as well as sort of guiding it on through. The second chicane, most things were relatively alright, no slidey, no fighty, quite good on the run as well. However, I did find that it felt still a little bit more stubborn than I'd hoped. But overall, an incredible drive round Zolder for me, and the car clocked to 140 lap, which not bad for its age.
Have you been hearing what they say? They were your buddies yesterday, but you took way too long to pay. All them kids who were your mates, you've left them sitting on their heads. When you're asleep or you're awake, you cannot hide from your mistake.
Next circuit I brought the Procar to was stage 3 of the Nordschleife. Apart from the carousel being the first corner rather than one of the latter ones, this is my favourite section of the track, and also the Nordschleife and Group 4 and Group 5 cars, kind of the car's spiritual home as well, so it should do well. As I say, it was a little twitchy for the carousel at the start, but not too bad on the rise up the hill after, and being able to maintain third right up until the top of the crest where I had to pop down a second. Turning down through the downhill section, I managed to get it just up through the gears again, but I had to quickly drop it at the last second to turn on it towards the hill again. After coming up the hill, I maintained around about 90 through the turn just at the crest, and then slowed down to take the two preceding tight corners after. When coming along the flat, I noticed the car sort of listing a little bit out, and then sort of so backed off the revs a bit. For good application of throttle and good control, the M1 really does soak up the Nordschleifer quite well. It tends to find traction in places that normally you would expect it to slide out, although I do have to warn you, it can swing its tail at the most awkward times, but it's part of the fun of the thing. I found the last section towards the whippersnap relatively fast. The car could charge down the hill, over the footpath, and into the corner, and I managed to keep my foot down in force. The game wants you to sort of back off a bit, but if you've got the downforce and got the grip, you can get away with it, and the Procar certainly had both. The final straightaway, I managed to top out 165, 166 miles an hour, but you don't get the whole length of the straight, and as I say, a high downforce setup. All in all, better than expected, and certainly a relatively zippy car. Managed to get round in 2 minutes 51.
Personality switching, like the girls on the Springer Show bitching. Boys in